And our next guest here on Punky's MixTape is joining me all the way from the northeast of England. I'd like all you mixtapers to welcome Sam Thomas to the show. How we doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Little Punky Bruiser in the morning. Due to the time difference, this is my morning coffee and anime time. So
Yeah, all right.
To the first edition of Punky in the Morning.
Punky in the morning. I like that.
Oh man. You just gotta keep, building off the brand. You gotta have a morning show.
Absolutely.
I'm up mad early for work anyway, so I think a morning show would be appropriate. I gotta do a morning show stream. Just get myself in like some really nice pastels, looking sharp as fuck. Have people out of the back window there. I'll just uncover it. Have people out there with signs. That would just be a blast.
Mate, green screen, man. Green screen. Do it right now.
That's actually not a half bad idea.
Do it.
I can just green screen myself right there in Times Square.
And then just like duplicate yourself, like behind with all the signs and that, just
a bunch of
proper loving yourself.
Oh, so just myself in different costumes in the background. Oh my god. Woo. Oh,
like, we love you, Punky.
That's fucking brilliant. Why won't you call me back?
Come see your kids.
Oh man, yeah. This the Punkyception, absolutely. Just
absolutely Punkyception, man.
Holy shit! It'd be like that scene in Doctor Strange. Oh fuck, bro! Mixtapers, we're having fun tonight already, and for those who don't know, Sam has been shown probably since almost the last year here on the show. Mm-hmm. It's been constantly releasing unbelievable tracks, and we've been so glad to promote and finally have had the opportunity to be able to sit down and have you on the show. So thanks for coming and hanging out with us today.
No worries, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh man. So for my mixtapers that may not be familiar with some of your previous bodies of work, tell us about yourself and a bit about what you do.
Well, predominantly my life is music. Everything I do revolves around music. So at the minute, what I'm doing is, it's like it's new projects, it's new projects. I've been in bands since I was 15. I've been in rock bands, metal bands, punk, indie, acoustic, all that stuff. And I'm trying out a little bit of rap and hip hop and stuff. And I'm enjoying it, man, because it's just a great way for me to express myself. And more importantly, it's a new way, lyrically and melodically. It's a different vibe, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really fun.
Dude, that's awesome to hear, and definitely a lot to unpack on all of that. Because I think most modern artists, they dipped their toe into so many different genres along the way, and it's what culminate them to get to this point. We all try different things, and sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not. I've played in my fair share of some really, really bad grindcore bands years ago, starting off. I've been some really good grindcore bands afterwards, but
grindcore, man, that was something I was never in. I could never get away with it, like guitar wise and vocally. Like I could never get amongst that. I was more like Under Oath and like the Chariot and stuff like that. Like
the Chariot.
Yeah, Solid State Records.
Language right there.
Yeah, man.
The Chariot and Dillinger Escape Plan, two like powerhouses of bands live. Just like
Dillinger were mad.
Oh, absolutely, man. And it's good. Like I think when you have all these different interests and you're able to culminate it and take all those different things and then step out, like you said, you've done indie bands, rock bands, punk bands, metal bands, all these different things, and now for how long have you been dabbling in hip hop now?
Dabbling in hip hop, that's probably the way that I would describe it. I would say I started my first performance like ever rapping was October 2019. And then since then, like in that October, I done 4 shows where I was rapping. And it was really that was like the case where I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And after that, I just continued, and I've been doing it, yeah, probably about 2 year, maybe just under 2 year, I think.
That's awesome. What was and so you got to do a couple shows before the lockdown and everything happened. What was
Mm.
the reception like when you first hit the stage and took the mic?
The reception was interesting because the very first show I did, the very first performance I did was with one of my friends, Scranibus. And basically, he came and he was at mine, and he was like, "I've got this idea for a track from the EP," and he was like, "Do you want to jump on it?" So I was like, "Yo, like, let me see what I can do." Because before this, I don't know if anyone's heard of the app Rap, but that's what I was sort of trying my stuff on, and just trying to write rap. I didn't really have much of an education on it at all, but I got up at one of his on his set, and I got up and I did it, and it was the most exhilarating feeling I think I've ever felt in my life. I was shaking like mad, but to see people look at me in a different way to when I'm stood there playing, Oasis covers, or I'm stood there, like in a completely different identity to what I was used to. It was exhilarating, man, and it was something I wanted to keep pushing all the way until I was sort of ready to move on, really. And I'm still vibing with it, man. Absolutely.
That is honestly, that's beautiful. For artists, we're always trying to find different ways to express the way that we're feeling.
Hmm.
And for so many of us, we have all of us have these complex emotions that cannot be properly expressed, you know, always, verbally, lyrically. It's the culmination of everything. Sometimes
Absolutely.
it's the music that's expressing it. When you're able to take all of that, take all of those complex, crazy emotions that we humans are forced to endure, and find a
Mm.
brand new way to step out to express yourself, it is honestly one of the most exhilarating things, like you said. It's nerve
Absolutely.
wracking. The cold sweats of excitement meets anxiety, and then this pure adrenaline and just the best, best dopamine release that you can ever have in your
Yeah,
entire
yeah, yeah.
life.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
When
man.
it truly connects, when you're there and then you just look and then everything kind of just locks in place and time almost slows down for a moment. Those moments are few and far between, but they are life changing to any artist in any medium.
I think that's why people do music, like, everyone's got their way of sort of expressing themselves, whether you're an actual artist, with a pen or paintbrush, or you're a poet, or um even if you're like a footballer, or anything like that, there's always a way that you can express a part of yourself. And that's what I love about it. And then to be able to perform that to people that don't really know who you are, and to give it like portray who you are, and just to be like, look, this is who I am, this is my music, like, what do you think? And to sometimes you won't always get a good response, but those moments that you do are the moments that are like, right, okay, like, this is definitely why I should be doing this is the whole reason, you know what I mean?
Especially when it's something that's been like there always on the back of your mind, be like, should I do this? You've done other things for years before that.
Mhm.
Like, should I take the risk and just totally put myself out there for something completely brand new and unexpected of myself? But it's a passion, and you want to take the risk. And I tell this to everybody: do it, do it. It's
Yeah, man.
better to sit there to at least know and try, as compared
Mm.
to wondering what if for the rest of your life.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, people talk about success and failure and stuff like that. Like, my idea of success is to challenge myself and, as you say, try, because the only way I fail is if I don't do it, or I give up before I know what I'm capable of, you know? And that for me, like, um, I'll do everything with passion. Like, absolutely, I'll put 100% into everything I do, because if I don't, I'll never know what my true potential was. So for me, like with music, I'm at a point now where I've got a lot of different channels, you know, with music and with what I do, and that's really sort of given me the freedom to just be who I want to be in regards to music. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, make it or whatever. You know, I'm really just trying to see what I'm capable of, and if anything comes of that, then I'm happy. You know, and to be honest, I feel like I've found my authenticity through it once I've started thinking like I'm not sort of doing this to reach any sort of goal apart from feel fulfilled and satisfied with what I'm creating, you know?
I think that level of authenticity and that honesty, it truly resonates with
Mm,
your music, and why it's kind of instantly locked me in. You kind of pull from these amazing sort of 90s nostalgic hip hop grooves of many greats before us,
mm,
um, that just, and then this modern sort of alternative feel to it. You have your own way of flowing, and it's unbelievable. You've had me hooked. The level of honesty
mhm.
and integrity that you put into your tracks and the heart, it absolutely shows. And I think for me, a big part of that is that you've created this massive visual to go with it, because you
Yeah,
obviously been forced in with lockdown of like you can't do all these different things, but as an individual hip hop artist, you can shoot music videos because it's you and one other person. So
yeah,
you're
yeah,
able
yeah,
to
yeah.
still perform. So you have this great visual presence, and the way that you perform, you can truly earnestly see the passion that you have in every single track, and it has me completely hooked in.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I honestly feel like as I said, the minute I stopped worrying about, you know, is this going to sort of be received in the right way or whatever? Like I've never really known in my whole 15 years of music what was right and wrong. I've just known what people perceive to be right and wrong within music. And the minute I stopped thinking about that was the minute that I really started to actually connect with people, which was absolutely crazy. Like yourself, you know, and like you talked about the visuals, man. Like I wouldn't be able to do, and I honestly don't think I would be the artist I am, and be seen the way that I am as an artist if it wasn't for Nathan Glendinning, who was you know, who shot all of my videos for this project. And not only that, he hasn't just shot it, but he's been a complete, you know, inspiration. He's you know, he's motivating, you know, creatively we connect. And I think that's another thing, to have people in your circle who, you know, truly not yes men, but people that truly just sort of invest in your journey and your and can sort of see your vision the same way, you know. And to be honest, man, I've never really had that, and it's really humbling for me to be able to have that right now at a time when I was trying something, you know, and it seemed to pay off. It seemed to connect with people on a different level. And also, you talked about honesty within the music, but there was no reason for me not to be honest, because I'm rapping, and I've only ever been in bands and singing, and I've only ever known the guitar and vocal sort of thing, you know. Um, and that is purely just came from I said, if I'm going to rap and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to express myself in this new creative way, I need to be as authentic and as honest as possible with this music, because this is one way where it's my actual voice that's speaking. I'm not trying to put on some. It's not masked with melody, you know. And yeah, man, like it seems to just people seem to enjoy it, and people seem to really connect with it, and that's just really, it's just lovely. I'm not gonna lie, it's just lovely, man. Honestly.
Well, that's if you can, at the end of the day, from on any artistic medium, that if you're able to connect even with a single individual, it's that moment where you get it, they get it, you're resonating together. And for that moment, especially with the amount of isolationism that's happening right now with the
Yeah,
lockdown and quarantine, to have that connection while being so far away, no matter where they are, it's it's life affirming. It adds more gasoline to the fire. It's like, all right, even one person gets it. If one person,
yeah,
I'm able to
yeah, yeah,
connect
yeah,
with
yeah.
that, and that is huge, especially right now with everything that people are dealing with all the mental health issues and crises that's happening around the world due to
Absolutely.
this. Nevertheless, every other social and economical issue that's happening right now, but we need right now to see that we're a community, that we are all interconnected, that we all can can bond and grow and learn together. And I think that music is one of the greatest ways to do that, to bond individuals, because
Yeah,
it's a great unifying moment. It's it speaks on such an interpersonal level, and to be able to connect like that with anybody, for me, it's been how I connect with people through my
mm,
music.
mm,
Not even with as much as I can talk, I'm not always able to properly express the complex emotions that human beings endure. And I do it through my music, or I do it through my art, and I do it through my cooking as a
yeah.
way of showing and expressing and sharing and having that moment where two human beings are able to become this unified front, and that's what's important in the world, is
Absolutely,
that
man.
unity through art, you know?
Absolutely, man. And I truly believe that, you know, music is it's an empowering thing. You know, like it makes you feel like superhuman to be able to be able to do that. Like when when people hear someone's a musician, they start to look at them in a different way because like, oh, I could never do that. But it's funny because like half the time they could, like it's literally like it's just taking that step of that step of faith and then continuing to take steps over and over again until it's just a normal journey. It's just a walk in the park. But I truly believe that um, to make music and to step out your comfort zone it's a powerful feeling. And I mean, I'm lucky to be surrounded by just a plethora of talent in my region. I'm pretty sure that you've showcased some of the artists around here as well. And honestly, it's like it's just to be a part of that and to sort of have friends in the same sort of mindset as you, and to have very talented friends as well. It's a constant just inspiration and motivation. And I was talking about Nathan, and it's not Nathan's just one of them. I've just got a really big network of people that I can truly trust. And as I said, not yes men, but people that I believe are truly invested in who I am and what I'm trying to achieve. And the funny thing is I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve. I'm just trying to be happy with what I'm doing. And I think that's why it seems to connect with people, because it's not trying to sell anything. It's not trying to do anything but just be music. And I've always wanted to relate. I've always wanted my music to relate to someone. And I've always wanted my music to not make a difference, but just like just sort of have substance. Like I don't just want to write things for the sake of writing things. Like I really want to be proud of what I've created, and for a long time I wasn't until now. And it's real. That's empowered me in itself.
Well, you've over the last 2 years, you've been fairly busy, because you're working on all these tracks. And I gotta ask, are you producing these beats yourself, or is it something that Nathan's helping you with?
No, so Nathan's my videographer, very talented director, just creatively, just on another level. Um, in terms of the beats, like everything on the Progress mixtape, that was like it was part of the plan. So my plan was to sort of put out a bunch of projects, and just see what happens along the way. And something I've never done is use other people's beats, because I'm a musician, you know. I've always felt like I should just write my own music and stuff like that. But this was something that I wanted to do. It was something I didn't know much about. So, you know, obviously I had to sort of chat with you know, my peers, my fellow artists around me, around my region and stuff. And it was weird because I didn't know I didn't know anything about, I didn't have any education in terms of rap, hip hop, grime, whatever you want to call it. I just like what I like, and that's why I picked the beats that I picked, and you know, these stood out to me. And especially like with Mr. Sunshine, you know, I was feeling proper jazzy at the time, and the jazzy vibe, man, and I absolutely love it. But there's other songs like She Belongs to Another, which have a bit more of a, I don't know, they just have a bit more of a band feel, but it's still obviously like it's emotive, you know, and that's another thing. And you know, the I done that, and then off the back of that, I was like, right, okay, now I need to start making beats. And I do make beats, and I work with one of my very good friends, Stephen Miller. He's, you know, we're always just working on beats and stuff, and there's stuff coming. But yeah, man, it's cool. Like, as I say, I'm just enjoying making music, and it's just fun. It's just really fun.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You can absolutely feel that coming through, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with hip hop, there's no place to hide, you know, because it's so lyrically driven. It's not to say like death metal where some people can't discern what they're saying, but with hip hop, it's lyrical poetry. There's no place to hide. So there's no room for any bullshit. There's no room for any fake, because you can absolutely feel it out instantly from the second that they drop it. You know, so there's nothing but to be your true self if it's truly going to resonate with the crowd. And I think you've done absolutely that.
Thank you.
And speaking of crowds, if I'm reading this correctly, you actually have your first headlining gig coming up here soon.
I do, yeah, man. Dude. Like that's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think I would get a headlining show with being a rap artist. I don't think I've ever really had a headline show. So to have it in this project is pretty sick, you know. As I said, I started out just with this journey, just seeing what come along, and this has come along, and it's amazing. I'm also going to be playing in London, which is another thing that you know, I never thought I would do, especially as a rapper. And I always feel weird calling myself a rapper, but it is what it is. I guess I am, you know, whatever people think I am, you know. But yeah, that is pretty sick, and I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. This is the next step, you know. It's been sweet bringing out, like, you know, like tunes and putting out music videos and stuff like that. But this is the test. This is the test to see if I can actually hold up and you know, transpose this onto a stage and put that emotional feel on stage and more importantly, be confident with it, because it's easy to be confident, you know, in the booth, and it's easy to be confident, you know, while you're shooting the video. But when you're in front of people and you got one chance, you know, I hate to be like all Eminem-y.
Oh man, I'm glad
it's what it is, man. Like,
but it's true, and it's gonna be nerve-wracking, but it's also gonna be exhilarating after everything over the last 14, 15 months. It's nice to finally see some light, that there is a finish line, that there is, you know, there is life after all this fucking insanity of the last, you know, little over a year. And it's good, and that we have these opportunities to look forward to again. And honestly, I think it's truly well deserved for the headlining gig. You've worked hard, you've created an unbelievable presence for yourself, and you have all these unbelievable videos, these killer tracks, you know, and you've put in the work, You know, like you said, it is the next step.
Yeah.
And I am so excited to see where that takes you from there, man.
Thank you, man. I am as well because I don't know what's coming, but yeah, man. Honestly, thank you. I appreciate that. Really do.
No worries. And that's the exhilarating part of the journey. You don't know where it's going to go, and where things are starting to open up and you have all these new opportunities in front of you. Like, that's exhilarating. That's how I'm feeling about, you know, my summer, looking at things for all these different video gigs and opportunities that I have coming up that I can't quite talk about yet. But
Yeah.
it's exciting. There's, you know, finally we're going to be able to get out of these walls and go and get back into the world and do the things that we love. So
Absolutely, man.
cheers to that, man.
Yes, mate. I've only got water, but I see you, man.
I've got coffee, so
yes,
it works. It works. So obviously we got some gigs coming up. You're working on some beats. Anything else that we could expect here getting dropped this year from you?
So I actually produced a track for one of my guys, Jack Jordan. I featured on one of his songs, 52 Churches. He's an incredible singer, and he's bringing out a song called Blood. I don't know if you saw that on the Instagram stories or anything like that. It's unreal, man. Like, he asked me to produce a track. He sent me a vocal, just a cappella, and he was like, "What can you do with that?" And I was like, let's see. And it's like, it's a mixture between, like, because it's like a pop song, but it's got that real band feel at the end, you know, like proper. And that was, again, like something I really enjoyed doing. So I got a lot of collabs coming out. I've got, what else have I got? As I said, I got that gig in London, where I'm going to be, you know, doing my first show in London, which is going to be sick. Can't wait for that. And yeah, more tunes. There's going to be new music probably coming out summer, I think. At least a track, at least one track. But as I say, I'm putting no pressure on myself, you know, like, if this is all about live shows, then it's all about live shows. As I say, I've released a mixtape and I haven't even had the chance to perform it live. So I need to enjoy that still, you know?
Exactly. Kind of sit back from what you've built. Not sit back, finally get a chance to actually enjoy, you know, the labors of your hard work. You know?
Well, there's so many elements to making music, you know. There's the element of being in the booth. There's, you know, there's the writing, there's the promotion, marketing. You know, a lot of live streams and stuff like that have happened in lockdown and stuff. But, like, this is the chance where a lot of artists will be in the same position as me, where, you know, they've been releasing music through lockdown and they haven't had the chance to see how an audience responds. And I think the atmosphere is going to be electric. Like, honestly, I can't wait to start sort of preparing this. Like, I did a live stream with Hotbox for a listening party, and that was probably the first proper performance that I've done, and that was like a taste for me to see, like, how things are going to go. And I got a really good response from it. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Definitely going to be a good year. And definitely lots to look forward to. And honestly, that London show, London's known for, you know, some grimiest of grimy MCs. So I think the reception's gonna be good there. And that's bucket list material there, to be able to, you know, play in, like, one of the largest cities and where you're from, especially a city that has so much musical history already. So
vibrant, man. It's vibrant. It's electric. And me and my mates went there a couple of weeks ago. But that was the reason that I went and recorded for Hotbox. I recorded in London, and we done the listening party there. But we had to go out, you know. We had to party, we had a session. So we went out and we were like, "Oh, this is a different vibe." And I was like, "I need to get a show here." And lo and behold, I managed to get one. So I'm going to be there on the 25th of June, and there will be details coming out very, very soon.
Well, hopefully somebody is able to grab some footage of that so we can check out your live show, because we'd love to see that.
Don't worry,
But
there will be.
But tonight, we're gonna take a little stroll through all the music, not all, but a good chunk of the music videos that you've put up so far. So
Yeah.
really excited about that. And then a little bit later on in the episode, gonna have you be running the gauntlet that is mixtape malarkey.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Now, what do you think about that? Nervous? Excited?
Nah, man, I'm ready. It's been a while since I've had a games night, so let's go, man. Let's go.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now,
Yeah.
before we take a break, where can our mixtapers find your music online?
You can find me on any social media. It's Sam Thomas Music UK. Yeah, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. Go check out YouTube. It's where all the videos are at, and you know that's you'll see all of Nathan's great work. Instagram again, Sam Thomas Music UK. Just yeah, man, come have a listen, see what you think, and if you like it, let me know.
Perfect. All right, you heard it first. All these amazing opportunities, new tunes coming this way. Definitely gonna be pretty busy this year, Mr. Sunshine.
Yes, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a break, check out a couple of Sam's videos, and then we'll be back.